Hey, welcome back, everybody. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Derek Wally, and this is our first episode of Momentum Made. It's something that I believe really strongly in. For a long time, I always thought that things had to be perfect before you move forward, before you take action on an idea. But over time, I've learned that you just got to get a little bit better in each and every day. You got to refine that idea a little bit each and every day. You got to improve on that skill, that hobby, whatever it is, each and every day, little by little. So this is what it's all about. Going from inaction to action by taking small, practical, and applicable steps. So welcome in. We're going to do these a lot more often. I want to do them at least weekly. We'll see how that goes. I'm kind of building the parachute while I'm falling out of the plane, so to speak. But let's get right into it. So this idea is something that's been looming for some time. I actually wanted to start recording these probably maybe about 6 or 7 months ago, but of course getting tied up in other projects and other things, and sometimes life can get in the way. Unfortunately, something recently happened. We lost my father almost 2 months ago, and having that realization about how final death can be, it really put some things in motion to me, put some things in perspective. Of course, we all miss him and love him dearly. So just want to be more conscious about how I move and putting energy into things that I feel is going to add value not only to myself but to other people. And that's what this whole thing is about, add value to other people. I found myself during the wake of my dad's passing, I felt in a way it helped me to help others. And that's what this whole thing is about, being able to help others, move them forward, whether it be work, life, whatever that may be, help you move forward and have you take practical steps to achieve your goals. That's what we're doing in a nutshell. When my dad passed, I don't know if it was the grief talking or what, but at his funeral, I said a few things and I made a few promises to myself and to him as well. And that one of those things was to become the best version of myself. And one of those things for me is to be a better speaker, speak more publicly, make sure I help more people, as many as I can, in whatever facet they may be moving forward. But those are things that was near and dear to me in my heart, to make sure I'm speaking more, getting a good message out there to folks, and helping to push people forward, in a way that can be beneficial for them. So here we are, we're gonna do it. Dad, I love you, rest in peace for sure. And yeah, this whole thing was pretty much fueled by grief, and that's something I'm also talking about, that I'm writing about daily, dealing with grief, those stages, what stage I think I'm in on that day. It changes from time to time, but yeah, it's all about moving forward, becoming the best version of ourselves, and getting a little bit better each and every day. That's the whole concept behind Momentum Made. And I actually wrote a book, if you can see it over my right shoulder, Never Wait for Monday. And that's basically about taking action right where you stand, not waiting for the perfect opportunity, not putting it off, not letting life get in the way. So here we go, I'm heating my own message. And that actually came about from me, I guess I would say, looking at my past, and whether it be however you choose to view it, lessons or mistakes that you made, and letting that hinder you from moving forward, to take action on that big idea, take action on building up that relationship, take action on having a conversation with somebody that you should have had a conversation with previously. Things like that really fueled me to write that book. And moving forward, I plan to express myself more creatively, writing more books. I'm working on one right now, dealing with grief in its stages and how it comes in waves and how those waves can crash on you and just take everything out of you in a moment's notice. But just talking about those different things. That process of actually writing daily has been really helpful. Really helpful to get your thoughts off of your heart and your head and put them on paper, because paper can be a better listener than a human can. Paper can be a source of therapy and healing. So that's something that I do daily. I have it back on that board back there, if you can see over my left shoulder, right over the picture that one of my girls drew. One of the things that I want to do daily, one of my daily do's is what I call them, is journaling for 15 minutes. Just sitting down somewhere where you can put your thoughts on paper and just write freely. You don't have to really have any structure, doesn't have to have any polish. It's whatever you're feeling in that moment or what is on your heart and your mind, you just put it on paper. And read it, review it, tweak it later, share it with the world if you like, but get those thoughts on paper and free up some bandwidth in your mind, if that makes sense. Going forward, things to look out for me, things that I'm really passionate about moving forward, of course, is helping people. And I'll share one thing, a story with you. Maybe about, I would say like a little over a year ago, because I just had to renew a domain. I bought a domain for a project that I feel really, really strongly about, but it got put to the back burner for other reasons. Life gets in the way, other projects, things like that. Sometimes we can have that shiny object syndrome and get pulled away and do something else that you feel passionate about in that moment. But about 6 months ago, I was in deep meditation, and I pretty much was asking for guidance, like, what should I be working on? What should I be pouring myself into? What should be getting the majority of my attention as I'm building these things out that I'm working on, these different projects and goals that I have for myself. And I heard a whisper, and it said, this brand that I'm working on right now. And at the time, I was kind of stubborn. Actually, I was very stubborn, because I was so locked into that thing that I was working on that I completely ignored that voice. Fast forward a little bit, of course, fast forward a little bit, my father passed away. This was about 2 months ago. And we were going through a situation where we were tying up his loose ends, getting his apartment squared away, his car, things like that, tying up the loose ends for him. And at one point I found myself so frustrated with how things were moving along. I'm gonna just say how things are moving along. I don't wanna go off on a tangent and kick anybody back in, because we're not here for that. But at one point I found myself so frustrated. I heard his voice, and what he said to me was, let it go, son, let it go. And he said it twice. So that led me to start thinking, like, in his voice was as clear as day, as if he was sitting in the car next to me, clear as day. So that gave me the confidence to, one, listen to, this is gonna sound really crazy, but being able to take guidance from things that are not, or beings that are not physically present with you. So him saying, let it go, I was like, all right, Dad, let it go, because I had plans on saying some unkind things to folks, because I just wasn't happy how things were progressing with tying up his loose ends. And of course, it was a very emotionally heightened time for everyone. So being that I heard his voice clear as day, it allowed me to let my guard down and say, like, okay, when you hear voices, it's something trying to reach out to you, somebody trying to reach out to you to give you a little bit of guidance, and maybe you should be receptive to it. So of course I took my father's guidance and I let it go. I didn't say those things that I wanted to say, and I'm grateful, because I would have felt guilty for saying those things. And the voice that I heard a few minutes prior to that, now I'm going all in on that idea that I had for this brand, which is ultimately to help folks. And I feel more aligned when I'm doing that, when I'm putting my energy into helping other folks, when I'm serving and adding value So I feel much more confident after my dad told me to let something go, and I heard his voice as clear as day, as if he was sitting in the car next to me. And I feel confident about taking the voice that I heard in that meditation, to pursue this brand and building out that brand, which is ultimately going to help millions of people. That's the goal. That's the purpose. That's my passion moving forward. That's where my energy goes moving forward. And I feel really good about that. There was a lot of reallys, but I feel really confident about that. So that's what I'll be working on. The brand itself, of course, is about helping folks, adding value, being of service, and it's going to be a brand that I build out without anyone knowing it's me. So you may be watching the videos or reading some things that I'm working on or publishing and not know it's me, and that's perfect. That's exactly how I want it to be. I don't want to put my name on anything, and I'm not out for friends and family to be buying this stuff because it's me. I want it to be actually valuable to people out there in the world, out there in the marketplace, and they're using these things, and it's making their lives better, and the people that they come into contact with better. And how I'm building it out, like I said, it's free, it's faceless, and it's info products primarily. Maybe down the road we'll do some things like physical and tangible products, but in this space right now, as we create and build and continue to progress, it's going to be digital products, it's going to be videos, audios, ebooks, things like that, and I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to have those products in, I would say in the hands, but I guess on your devices and your emails and things like that. Is something that I'm really passionate about, and building that out is it's about a three-step process as I build this out. Of course, I'm using my creativity, attempting to fill needs or fill holes where I see, and basically solve problems. And it's three ways that I'm doing that, or it's three steps how I laid it out, because I like for things to be really simple. I notice that about myself. When things get too complex, I kind of start to shut down and back up. It's just like when you're in school and one day you like math, and then the next day they start using letters, and you're like, I'm out of here. I'm out on math. That's how it gets sometimes for me. I like for things to be extremely simple because I believe simplicity scales. So I basically have it in three steps. So the first step is the product. What product am I bringing to the marketplace? What product am I creating? The next thing is going to be, for me, is going to be what I call audience activation. How am I activating the audience? How am I sharing or marketing to folks that this may be something that could be beneficial to them? And the last step is, how am I delivering that product? So I'm basically checking off these boxes as I go, making sure, of course, these products are high quality, as highest quality as I can get, because I truly want to be able to add value to people's lives. So that's where I am right now. And I'll share going forward things that I'm using, challenges that I'm seeing. Of course, you're going to have challenges. It's a part of it. But I'll be sharing those things more and more going forward. I won't share the brand at all because I want to keep that part tucked away. And I just want to add value. It's not about having a face associated with it. It's about the value that it can add to people and be of service and be of benefit to other people's lives. So that's where I am with that. That's something that's really on my head and heart that I wanted to share with you all. And just be on the lookout for more videos like this. They may be impromptu. I definitely want to commit to once a week doing this type of thing. Just be on the lookout for them. And always like, comment, share. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what you're interested in. Things you will want to see more of or hear more of. Just reach out, and I will definitely do my best to stay in touch. So that's all I have for you guys today. Blessings to you guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon.